Good morning, good Tuesday morning here on Mike Drop Sports. Let's continue to break down these position groups as we continue to march forward toward the 2024 training camp period. And I want to talk today a little bit about the tight end room and what the Steelers need to do there. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are set up fairly well, but there's something that's a major concern to me, and that is the health of one Pat Freiermuth. A guy going into the last year of his rookie contract, and you wonder to yourself, are the Steelers willing to pay this guy? Is he the guy that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to pay, need to keep in this building? But his health concerns have to be a major issue for you guys. At least it is for me. And Pat Freiermuth, when he is healthy, when he is out there, he seems to be rather effective. Do I like his run game blocking skills? No, maybe not. But his pass game, his way that he could be used as a versatile weapon inside of that pass game is intriguing to me, and it keeps me wanting more. And I want to keep looking at Pat, but at what cost do the Steelers do that? And are they comfortable with signing him long-term due to the concussions, the other injuries that he's sustained throughout his short NFL career? In my eyes, I feel like he's non-existent half the time, and I know a lot of that was last year with Matt Canada. You didn't see a lot of Pat Freiermuth. I felt like they didn't go to the tight end. They didn't utilize the middle of the field. Pat Freiermuth wasn't part of the game plan a lot of the times, but when he was involved and when they went to him, he seemed to be rather effective. He had that monster game in Cincinnati with Kenny Pickett, I believe about 120 yards roughly. You look at that and you say to yourself, could there be more to come from Pat Freiermuth with that? But every time he gets hurt, you say to yourself, oh, you're like cringing. You're worried. You're thinking, damn, he's probably hurt every time. And you shouldn't think that with a player every time they touch the football. And I love the way Pat plays. I love the way he is in the pass game. I think that he can do big things. I think he's a great target down inside of the 30 and beyond into the end zone. I definitely think that he is a valuable piece there. But again, these injuries concerns just keep popping up for me, and it just makes me lean more toward maybe finding somebody else in next year's draft, or maybe through free agency, or allow a Darnell Washington, or allow the rest of this group to possibly step up and try to fill the hole. I know Pat is a guy that's probably going to demand some decent money, probably. You look at him, you probably say to yourself, you're looking at a guy that right now with his injury history, in my opinion, is a $7 to $8 million per season type guy. So that's where you're going to have to reach out and probably get him at. And that's probably lowballing him, in my opinion. But with the injuries, that's where I'm at. I'm about $7-8 million a year probably. You need a guy that's out there every week. You need a guy for Russell Wilson and Justin Fields that is going to be dependable week in, week out. A guy that's always going to be out there more than he's not. And it definitely hurts Pat's stock in terms of his financial possibilities, in terms of contract. These injuries definitely hurt him. But you look at this tight end room as a whole and you say to yourself, is there anybody else that you're comfortable with, marching up and down the field as a whole? I know Darnell Washington's there. I love Darnell in the run game. I think his run blocking is good. I think it has room for improvement, but he's a big body guy, a guy that can really get it done, in my opinion, in the run game. I need to see more of him this season in 2024 inside of that pass game. I need to see what kind of weapon he can be at the NFL level. Does he have enough speed and quickness in order to be what tight ends are needed to be here in 2024? You ask yourself that. And I say to myself, Darnell, in my opinion, has the ability to catch the football at a high level, but I'm not sure about his speed, his athleticism in terms of matching up well to get open and create that possibility of being a weapon inside of the pass game. Marching down the field, not inside of the red zone. I know inside of the red zone, I'd be really comfortable with him being a big target, a guy that can box people out and go up and get the football. But I have to see more, and I just haven't seen it, so I can't discount him. I can't tell you either way right now in his short NFL career whether I'd be comfortable with him, from 20 to the 20. I'm not sure if I'd be comfortable with him as the starter. I don't know that because, again, we haven't seen enough of Darnell. But what we've seen from him, we can say that he is effective in the run game, an extension of that offensive line, no doubt. And he has good hands and he can catch the football. But again, we have to see him. We have to see his route tree evolve. We have to see what he is able to do inside of, his personal injuries of the past. Is he able to keep those at bay also? You have two guys there with Pat and Darnell, your 1-2 punch at the tight end spot. And, there are injury concerns there. Darnell yet, I don't believe he's been injured yet at all inside of the NFL level, but, this is a short career for him. This is year 2. So we'll have to see. But in college, we know he had some injuries and things of that nature. So those things concern you. And that 1-2 punch not possibly being that group that you think can stay healthy definitely is a cause for alarm, no doubt about it. Darnell definitely is a guy that I think that can do some special things. I'm not discounting that at all, but we have to see him this year get some more, add some more to his game. And I think Arthur Smith is just the guy to do that. If anybody can do it, I think Arthur Smith can do that with that tight end room and get Darnell involved in a big, big way. Hopefully that starts to shine through. And then that gives the Pittsburgh Steelers options in the offseason as to what they would want to do. Do they pay Pat? Do they, does that happen during the season, which typically the Steelers don't negotiate contracts during the season. So it would have to happen here for Pat either before training camp ends or next season, next offseason when he becomes a free agent, which then he's going to be able to go test the market. But you're going to have to see what Darnell can do, and I think that might be the Steelers' game plan right now. See how 2024 plays out, allow Darnell Washington to evolve, hopefully, see what he is capable of doing, see if he is able to be that receiving target inside of the 20 to the 20. That's where I call that the marching down the field type area, that every down type tight end. That's where you need to see Darnell's effectiveness. And you look at the rest of the room and you say to yourself, there ain't nobody there that's going to wow you or knock you off your socks, because I think Connor Hayward is a little bit undersized to play the tight end position. So I think he's more effective in my eyes as an H-back, that type of role. But we'll see what he can do. We'll see if his role evolves. So there's 3 options there that could excite you in a big, big way. The Pittsburgh Steelers have other options, but those are the 3 options that, could really get you fired up and could get you moving here in 2024 offensively in terms of being able to utilize the middle, still being able to stay in a more heavy set for that run game to help that young offensive line, and help the quarterbacks. But this tight end group, I got to tell you guys, is going to be very important, and we have to watch this battle throughout camp, big time. We have to watch it because it's going to be one of the ones that really tell the tale of the 2024 Pittsburgh Steelers offensively. It's going to be a group that either is super effective or is going to be something that the Pittsburgh Steelers find as a deficiency. So I just don't see the in the middle there. I just think that the injury history of Pat Freiermuth, the injuries in college to Darnell, the way Connor is a little bit undersized, yes, and the other targets that are available inside of the tight end room don't excite me and don't get me going to where I think, oh man, there's the guy, there's the guy. He's coming up. We just got to be patient and allow him to develop. I don't see that guy other than those top 3 that I was talking about inside of that room. But again, guys, this room is going to be pivotal. You have to be able to utilize the middle of the field if you're Arthur Smith. That run game is going to depend on your ability to throw over the middle, your ability to use those tight ends, because I think that is exactly what Arthur Smith is going to do a lot of the times. You're not going to see a ton of 4 or 5 wide receiver sets in this offense. I think you're going to see more 2-3 tight end sets than you will anything else. And I think that is something that Arthur Smith wants to be able to throw out of, wants to be able to utilize utilize the tight end room and their athleticism and their quality of play and their ability to catch the football. That is going to be of utmost importance, I think, for Arthur Smith. And I think that allows that run game. It helps the offensive line to allow that run game to be really, really effective and be able to do everything out of those heavy packages and not be limited. Because I think once you start being limited and one-dimensional in those heavy packages and everybody knows you're running downhill, you're coming at them with the run game, I think it becomes a little bit less effective, no doubt about it. You know that, I know that. It's the obvious thing. And I know people say, no, we need to play power football, line up. Who cares if they know you're going to run? Run it down your throat. I get that, man. You want that. Okay, I'll give you that. But you still need to be able to throw the football out of those sets. You still need to be able to create balance on your offense out of those sets. So, yes, you still have to be able to do that. And again, this tight end room has to be one of the position groups that we watch all training camp and all through the preseason, because I think if they're not moving and they're not getting better and they're not showing that progression each week of the preseason, each day at training camp, and they're not incorporating them the way they should be, I think that this could be a major failure for this offense, and it's going to trickle down to everywhere if this tight end room can't be decent. You know, the offensive line could suffer a little bit. The quarterback play is going to suffer. The wide receivers and what they're going to have to deal with is going to suffer. Everything is going to definitely have some ripple down effects if this tight end room isn't decent, in my opinion. So I think it's something that we really have to focus on if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith and this offensive group in this franchise need to really focus on these tight ends and really ensure that they have what they're going to be able to need, or what they are going to need here in 2024, because I think they will be of utmost importance to the Pittsburgh Steelers, no doubt. And I think Pat Freiermuth won't get a deal here this offseason. I think you will see this year transpire, and then the Steelers will deal with that tight end room after the 2024 season. I think that will tell them a lot about what they want to do. Do they want to continue with the rookie Darnell Washington and allow Pat Freiermuth to go out and figure out what he wants to do, maybe with another franchise? Does Pat stay healthy? Does Darnell, start catching a lot of balls and his route tree really takes a big leap, and his ability to get open? Does that happen? Does Connor Hayward play that Dallas Clark H-back type role? Are they comfortable with, using Darnell and Connor in those situations minus Pat? Or does Pat Freiermuth take that leap and become an elite tight end at the NFL level and really become a major productive force inside of this Steelers offense? Those are the questions that have to be answered, and I think that that's exactly what the Steelers are going to do. They are going to wait until the 2024 season plays out, and they're going to see exactly what they have, and they're going to have the available cap space to make moves next offseason. So I think that that's exactly what they're going to do, guys. So watch that tight end room. Watch this unfold throughout the 2024 season and see exactly what happens, because that's going to tell the tale for the 2025 offseason, no doubt. And it's going to be a big telltale sign of how far this Pittsburgh Steelers offense can go here in this season, this 2024 season. So until tonight, guys, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Steel City Live. We'll be back then. Again, I apologize. Last night, our live show feed cut out, and usually I can restart it and resume it. It wouldn't allow me. The YouTube app wouldn't allow that. So we are screwed with that. So we just scrapped that show. I deleted it off. So again, I apologize to all of you guys. So remember, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be on about 8 to 8:15. So make sure you're looking out for us. I appreciate your loyalty with listening every day. Your support is amazing. So thank you, and we will see you tonight. I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace.